33 minutes this morning. No wickets. Sundry's 10. Well up again, and this time Randall picks the gap. It's a lovely shot in the cover area, beautifully timed. Darling will pick it up about 10 metres in from the fence. Randall quickly through for the third run as the return comes in. So Randall is into the 70s. England now 2 for 141. Just one more run required to make Australia bat. Quite a long chase there for Darling.
Randall showing himself there to be the master of timing, very close to the pad. Notice that bat. Very tight technique.
Pitched well up, squeezed out by Gooch. What a brilliant piece of fielding by Tui. And Gooch had to scramble through there for a single. Lovely piece of fielding by Peter Tui at backward point. So scores all even at the moment. 2 for 142, and that ball turned outside the edge of Gooch's bat. It must have gone perilously close to the edge. Agonised cry from behind the wicket. Wrong, and Gooch pulls it away. This time along the ground. You remember in the first innings he pulled a long hop in the air from Jim Higgs out to Peter Tui on the fence, who took a spectacular catch, but that was along the ground all the way. A single to backward square leg. Gooch into double figures.
Gooch in admirable position here to hit that ball.
That ball was off the outside edge. Arms flung in the air by the bowler, but there is no catch. It's a long chase for Darling down at the fence. Gooch is going to come back for 3. The arm of Darling not quite as powerful as we have seen it throughout the series. He had some trouble in Melbourne, was obviously still affecting him. 3 runs to Randall. He's 73, and the total 146.
And beaten. That one spun past the bat. A good ball.
Much better bowling by Jim Higgs this morning. He's changed his line. That's it. They're pitching about middle and legs, spinning away. Now, what has happened this morning is Jimmy Higgs, who's so often on Monday was wide outside the off, has gone to a position where he's bowling wider of the crease, and this means he's pushing it into the pads and spinning, and he's not bowling as many balls outside the off stump, so it's wider than he normally is.
And again, that gave the impression it was going up in the air off the bat. Now this is the 63rd over. Now do you take the new ball, Bob, or would you delay it?
I'd give Higgsy a couple more, I think, then give him a little break. It must be pretty hot out. Norman, we get reports over our mics that our cameramen are getting a little dizzy, and that's a fair idea of just how hot it is.
Yes. And that's a chance. Dropped. He dropped him. That was a chance to Wood, I would say. Let's see it again on replay.
Yes, he covered this well, Wood. He moved nicely, got the ball in his hand, and it was jolted out as he fell. Let's have a look. Push forward. Just the hand just coming in there, and doesn't quite make it. Hit the middle of the hand, I would have thought, too.
Now, on this end, it's going to be Hurst to continue. He'll bowl to Randall. So, only 13 runs again scored in 54 minutes. Very slow scoring this morning. And a swing again by Randall. Oddly enough, the tempo of the game's changed all of a sudden. The last 15 minutes or so, all of a sudden the bowlers are coming back and taking command.
Well, this is because, Norman, the batsmen have done nothing to try and get on top. Now, when this sort of situation has... Have a look at this now. This is a casual shot by Randall. It's just a very wide and a little guide shot. Now, desperation, when you start to get completely tied down, you play loose strokes. And it's important for the Englishman to try and get on top, to attack, not just to hang around.
And that almost bowled him. That went very close. It came back. Here it is again.
Absolute superb delivery. Watch this one cut in from outside. Look at that. That must have been almost over the top of off stump.
And there's that Randall pull shot. He's got onto that one pretty well. That could be 4. And that's getting out to the boundary at mid-wicket for the first boundary this morning. So England to 150 with Randall on 77. And here's Gooch to face up to Higgs again, and this will be the 65th over.
Good tight spell by Jim Higgs this morning.
And just wide. That was almost a chance again. That's the second slip. I don't think he got a touch to it. That was Border. Had to dive very wide to his right-hand side.
Just wide of the camera here.
What do you think, Bob? In the batsman's favour, that one? It may not have been a touch.
We may get it from this angle. It was very difficult to tell. In fact, it's gone off the pad. Unless you got a...
Yes, the raw then may have been appealed for leg before.
I think the fieldsman at present in slips with the ball spinning so much that Kim Hughes should be a bit wider there, and Alan Border wider and shorter, because that's the catch you're going to get. The one's going to get the outside edge and come down.
And it dropped again. That was, well, not dropped, that was through the hands completely of Hughes, and had Hughes been standing one pace wider, he'd have swallowed it.
Yes, it's would have went straight to his stomach and would have at least hit him in the body. He is a little fine. Look at this now. Gooch losing control of himself, trying, and Kim Hughes grabbing at it. What a pity.
And they're taking runs here. That's at least 2. That's Darling fielding. They're coming back for the second, an easy 2. And over goes Darling, but he's okay. And it's 2 for 158 with Gooch on 16 and Randall 78. So Dimmock with 1 slip. And again, that ball that Dimmock can get away from the right-hander.
Randall here, I think he's looking a bit distressed, Randall. This one's very loose shot again. I was watching him an over ago, and he seems to be struggling a little out there. I wouldn't be surprised if the heat has got at Randall just for a moment. You can see that very wide grip of the bat there.
And again, there were 2 shots, not Randall type shots. He's trying to get himself all right, but
there's the grips, hands wide, not nearly to the ball. Look how he's really had to stretch for that one, and very fortunate to have got away with 2 in a row.
There's a great big gap there, Keith, out at point with Higgs spinning the ball away to the offside. There'd be runs aplenty there, wouldn't he?
It'd only have to be one just a little short of length, and that's thank you, isn't it? How many runs will it take? 2, 3 or 4?
It's a good delivery.
Well, McLean, I don't know what he's doing. He thinks it must have gone through the stumps. Let's watch this delivery. It's got a good one. Oh. McLean must have said something to Yallop. Must say, what about bringing a man in close? Because he obviously said something.
And he's out caught. Gooch out caught by Yallop from the bowling of Higgs for 22. England 3 for 169. Let's have a look at that again.
Yes, that first delivery did him. Now let's another leg break. Now where did it go? Yes, off the bat and very close to the wicket, and a good catch. And I would say that the first delivery was the real delivery which caused the downfall. It's a beautiful ball. Now what's this again? Not much doubt about that, was there?
So this is a very interesting period, this period of 25 minutes before lunch. Very vital to both teams.
Just maybe that new ball will be delayed now that Higgs has broken through.
So Higgs to bowl round the wicket to Gower. It's a nice little full toss for him first up, and he's off the mark with 2, possibly 3. And that's 3 to Gower. Opens his account. Comfortable single to Randall, down to backward square. First, we understand, is not feeling 100% as well. So we have two players. This player batting at the moment, Gower, who's got an infected throat, and Hurst, who's unwell as well. Another full toss, and that's 4. Beautiful shot. So Higgs a little erratic with the introduction of Gower coming to the crease, and that was a gloriously hit cover drive, which takes Gower onto 7, and the total 3 for 177. Well, Higgs is reverting to around the wicket again, falling to Gower. And that one spun, that landed in that rough patch outside the off stump end, but it spun sharply.
And what about another man close on the leg side? After you see the spin, you've got to have a man on that leg side. Look at that.
And that's a nice shot played by Gower, and that should be 4. Beautiful shot. Doesn't he time that ball sweetly, this fellow? Beautiful player to watch. Quite well timed by Gower. Pitched up a little far. Gower's only been at the wickets for some 20-odd, 30 minutes probably. Scored 18 runs.
He just hits it to the ground, does not time it.
Is he out? Not out, says umpire French, and everybody went up there in close.
Not very happy,
don't
boys,
look
are they?
very happy. Let's have a look at that again.
Not very happy. The poor umpires, I wouldn't like their jobs.
Okay, so the score at lunch, England 3 for 191, leading by 49, with Gower on 18, Randall on 87.
The left-handed Gower facing Higgs.
The 82nd over. And that ball would have turned, I would say, about almost 2 feet.
Wide outside the off stump. It was in the air, but well over Yallop. Much too quick for him. It's a short cover, 4 runs. Yardley trots to the fence to pick it up.
Isn't this player Gower a tremendous player, really? I mean, his temperament is so good. He's not inhibited by any situation. He still plays his natural game, irrespective of the state of the game. And that's a beautiful off drive. Oh, the
Bad ball. It's struck away by Gower, but it goes behind square leg. And it's Peter Toohey down there who does the fielding and does it well. That brings up the England 200. And the new ball has been signalled to the batsmen, to the scorers, and to the scoreboard. It'll be taken by Jeff Dimmick, bowling from the Randwick end, and he'll bowl it to Derek Randall. 2 slips and a gully. A point, a cover, a mid-off, a mid-on, a forward square leg, and a third fine leg.
So that's the 85th over, saw the taking of the second new ball. 20 overs late. Well, 20 overs after it was due. Let's not say it was late.
Well up, and Randall strikes that beautifully, but Darling fields well. No run.
Temperature here somewhere in the 40s now, I would say.
And there's a square drive just behind point by Randall. It's going out towards the fence in front of the ladies' stand. Darling won't reach it, and that ball fairly flew off the outside edge of the bat. Obviously, this new ball is much firmer than the old one, and that ball had no trouble in reaching the boundary.
Very good shot there, with Randall opening the blade of the bat and angling the ball wide of the cover fieldsman.
The total 208. Randall just 7 from the coveted 3 figures. And he's put that away for runs again. It'll be 2. Hogg trots around from fine leg. So runs are plenty with this new ball. Hogg now to Gower. Well pitched up, off the toes, delightfully past square leg. It'll bring more than one. The batsmen not really extending themselves between the wickets. They realise it's very hot out there and there's no point in exhausting yourself running between the wickets. It brings two. Hogg again to Gower. They'll take a single this time as he plays it to the gap on the offside between Yallop and Darling. And that's short and hooked away by Randall gloriously to the square leg boundary. Neither batsman needed to move. What a splendid hook shot that was.
Well, Randall is certainly moving with great alacrity through these nervous 90s.
Watch this.
That short delivery, and Randall in beautiful position. Right inside the line of the ball.
He pivots beautifully on that right leg, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Do you notice that he hooks off the front foot? He goes back and then comes forward and pivots on the front foot.
Randall, just one more for the three figures. A slow innings, but extremely valuable. And again, the same result. And that's 4 more runs now. You couldn't think of a better way to reach your century. What a glorious hand from the England team's point of view. Randall now on 103, and the total into the 220s, 222. That's his second Test match century. And the partnership now worth 53. That 4 also registered the 50 partnership. And again, that's hooked away down to fine leg. It's a long chase for Dimmick. He puts a boot on it, but can't prevent it crashing into the fence. That's 3 hook shots we've seen reach the boundary in this over. Very expensive over. There hasn't been a ball bowled that hasn't been scored from.
And I might add that if Hogg continues to bowl like this, we will see Australia losing its grip on the game.
15 runs from the over.
This is far too lavish an approach, far too extravagant an approach. And there's another hook shot from Randall. Beautifully executed.
50 partnership was registered in a very smart time of 50 minutes.
This is the Henry Blofeld stand, is it?
Yes, it's actually the Henry Blowfly. It's just down below stand. There's Henry, the Zingari tie and the ball plate getting fairly burnt.
Hogg bowling to Gower.
And there's a Pilfer caught behind. He's out. Gower is out. Court McLean bowled Hogg for 34. England 4 for 237. Hogg 2 for 54.
Too far up for the square cut. And Gower really, who played so very, very well, played a shot which I'm sure he'll be very upset about.
Well, that puts us probably a slightly different slant on the game now, with both of them the next batsman in. Both of them who top scored with 59 in the first innings. If they can get him cheaply, Australia, well, it's a new ball game, Bob.
Yes, 4-4-95 in reality, so the game's still open.
So Hogg bowling to both of them.
Yes.
Both off the mark. That's a good shot down to fine leg. Was fielded by Dimmick.
And there it is, the England's lead, 98. So Higgs with his spinners to Randall. And he's dropped by Hughes.
Looked an easy catch, but if you're standing in first slip like that, for a shot like that, you're not expecting it. And poor old Jim Higgs, he's had a rough time, but looks an easy catch. But when you're standing in slips, it's not as easy as all that.
And the sweep shot is going straight to Hogg out there. They may get 2 here. In fact, that's not Hogg. It's Hurst, and they get a beautiful throw from Hurst, and they get 2 more runs. And the slower ball, they're taking a single here to Tui, and Tui's return is a good one, but both of them home. So Randall 118, 4 for 245. Hurst to continue, and he'll bowl to Randall. And that's dropped, is it? That may have been a chance. But by the look of the players, that was a chance off Randall. He gets a run. Let's see. Yes, it was off the bat. Off the bat, the umpire has indicated that was a run, and here it is again.
An inside edge, this, and watch Hurst. He's really disappointed. Inside edge. What's the ball deflect, and what's McLean? Takes a very belated effort and muffs it completely, and John McLean really has not had a very good match, and here we get it again, a different angle. As you can see the ball. Watch how far it deviates the left, and muffed it.
Short, Botham hooks, fails to make contact.
And I think he was pretty close to that.
Jim Higgs wanting a slight alteration in the field.
And he's wanting Hurst a little bit finer. So he's got two fieldsmen now behind on the leg side, and that's the maximum he's allowed. One at backward square leg and one at deep backward square
Higgs
leg.
to Randall. It's a well picked up by Randall. It was a wrong one, and Randall punched it away in front of square leg into the fence for 4. No fieldsman in the mid-wicket area. So he's 124 and the total 242. 252, I beg your pardon. Higgs to Randall. And was that dropped?
Yes.
I've seen a number of balls spin sharply outside the off stump. It's given runs, so it must be another life for Derek Randall.
It was a definite edge. As you can see, the ball going low to, it's Yallop, isn't it? Yallop's left hand.
And a chance here. Yes, he's out. He walked. He's caught. Botham caught by Wood. Bowled Higgs for 6. 5 for 267. A very important dismissal. And Botham did not even wait for the umpire's signal.
No, he was very, very quickly off. And we'll see here in the replay. Well-flighted delivery from Higgs, and Botham, as he has all day, just pushing forward and lobbing up to Graham Wood. I really can't understand Botham's tactics. He's a magnificent striker of the ball, and he's just hung around. And it was inevitable that he would get out, because he's not the style of player that can bat like that. He must really get on with the job to do well.
Well, that puts a spark back into the game. The next batsman is Miller. 5 wickets down now. Border to Randall.
Ward has been lightly used today. Thought he could have bowled a few more overs.
Yes, he bowled 11 yesterday, so he's only bowled, this is his 7th today.
Which, under the conditions and circumstances of the match, I think is just a little bit too few overs.
And that's over the head of mid-wicket. It won't be 4. They should get 2 here. The Wood's the fieldsman. Randall's gone from a duck in the first innings to 138 not out. And here he is facing Higgs. And surely can put that away. Yes, that's 4. Just count those. A loose full toss. And Randall to 142. 5 for 274. And a forcing shot for a single only. Not quite onto it. A bit of bottom edge of the bat there, down to backward square.
You can see Jimmy Higgs now. Very seldom is he really whipping through with that arm or body. He's very, very tired out there. Hands must be sore.
And no run out to Darling. Is there anybody out there, Bob, you think could take a wicket? Hogg or Dimmock, who hasn't bowled for a long time? Or is there anything in the pitch for them?
Very little there. I imagine that Graham Yallop would be just content to keep it quiet for a little while now.
And is that a chance? And the umpire says not out. Umpire Bale Ash, there was a dive for that ball by Wood. I don't think there's any doubt that Wood caught the ball. It was the fact whether it was a catch in the first place.
Graham Yallop not very pleased. That short mid-on there. Let's have a look at it. Gone up in the air. Wood certainly covered the distance, but did he hit it?
And a pull shot. That's a good-looking shot from Miller. Out to the long boundary out there for 4 runs. And Miller goes to 5, the total to 281. Now Hogg to Randall. And through the covers. That was a nice-looking shot by Randall. He placed that very well. It's Tui after it. They've turned for 2. They've completed 2 and happy with 2. Randall 149. They're going for a single here. Gallop coming in fast and hit the stumps. But the batsman was home. And that's 150 to Randall. Randall 150.
Fine player, this man, Randall.
Must be close. LBW, he's out. Randall's out. LBW to Hogg, who struck again. Randall out for 150. England 6 for 292. Well, this has thrown the game open.
Now the game's wide open, and the funniest thing, I think, is the whole thing of Randall. When he's hit in the pads, he couldn't get away quickly enough. I think he's had enough. He looks like he's completely had enough. Normally he's delayed and parried around the crease, but he walks straight off. And he's done a marvellous job for England, and I congratulate him. He's had his ups and downs and ifs and buts decisions went with him, but he's done a great job for England, and I applaud him immensely because he had to bat in this very hot sauna bath type weather we have had in Sydney. Great innings by Derek Randall. Derek, well done.
Hogg's got his back up now, 3 for 62, and he's running in bowling to Taylor.
And another appeal for LBW. Is he out? No, says umpire French. That must have been close because he moved across his wicket.
Well, you saw the last decision. Now, measure that with this one here. I'm not saying anything, but you saw the last delivery and you saw